Hi everyone, I'm here with the newly crowned snow downhill MTB world champ, Morgane. We'll get onto that exact title in a minute, but just before we get there, tell us a little bit about yourself, what you do. Obviously you work for Marin, but you also are an ambassador for Marin. So before we get into the racing chat, tell us a little bit about what you do here.
Okay, so I am Morgane, I am from France, riding for Marin since 2018, I think, something like this. Racing enduro first, for a long time now, mainly mass starts for a while.
Mass start, so that's like mega avalanche?
Mega avalanche, mountain of hell and things like this.
So you like the races on the snow?
So yeah, quite used to ride on the snow in some conditions, not the one I've been racing the other time, but I like snow.
Yeah.
And so riding for Marin, working for Marin for a few years now.
And what do you do at Marin?
So I'm basically in charge of the French market, so doing some sales and marketing event stuff.
I don't know why I sound surprised. I'm well aware of what you do, but okay, cool. So, and when you're not running a business in France, you obviously do a little bit of racing, still racing at a very high level. And then recently, the UCI, the governing body of cycling, they decided to do a downhill race on snow, but with mountain bikes, correct?
Yes.
And it was a one-off race, and that was a World Championships.
Yeah.
Okay. And like, can anybody go and do this? Or?
So I don't know about the other countries. We were not that many countries represented, but still maybe 5 or 6 countries, I think. But for France, we had previously, the week before, a French championship. It was the exact same race model.
Yeah.
I wasn't there because my license wasn't validated by the French Federation yet. So, and also I think to be able to go to the World Championship, we had to be qualified at the French Championship or have any invitation or UCI points, but I don't know about the others. And I got lucky.
So 1 week before the World Championships, you didn't actually have a race license to race for France?
No, my license was validated maybe 6 days before the World Championship.
Okay. So I guess, did you get an invite from the French Cycling Federation, or what happened?
So when I saw this coming, someone sent me the list of the rider participating to the World, and told me, "Oh, I thought I would see you on the list because you're racing in the snow usually." Yep. And when I saw the list, I was like, "Oh, this girl can't race. I mean, this is weird. She's on the list because she's all injured, or I don't remember the reason." So I called the guy in charge of the French Federation or French team usually, saying, "Hey, is there any chance I can be a replacement person?"
Yeah.
And he was like, "Oh, someone can't race, so welcome in the team." Oh, he said something like this, and I was like, "Wow!" And it was Wednesday or Tuesday.
The Wednesday before the race.
Just before.
Okay.
So I did everything "Oh, this is crazy," but didn't really realize it was a world champ coming.
Okay. Okay, so then obviously the race was very early on the Saturday morning, and it was essentially like a ski downhill. Is that correct? Like a big, long, maybe a couple of mile long track with some corners?
Yeah, so basically they took the Super G skiing, replacing the skier by someone on the bike. So it was the actual track for, I think, the world for the junior skiing Super G. So it was a track already existing for previous world champ on ski.
Yeah.
And so, yes, that was a proper Super G. If you know about skiing, it's the exact same track.
Yeah, I mean, it sounds like it's very steep and icy if they're racing it on skis.
I think it was a red slope on the Châtel.
In Châtel in France,
yes.
Okay. And so, obviously, at Marin, we don't make a downhill bike at the moment. So which bike did you race on? And what did you have to do to make that bike work on the snow?
So I raced my Alpine Trail XR, so my enduro bike. I hesitated between the Rifton with the shorter travel.
Okay.
Because honestly, I didn't know. For me, it was just, I know there is no jumps, no very technical parts, so maybe having a shorter bike will not be so bad because I think it's lower. Or not also, I'm not sure about that, but I think I'm lower. And it was the question I've been asked by almost everyone, like, why did you choose a trail bike and not a downhill bike? I was just like, first I have only this, but most of other people were on the downhill bike.
Okay.
And just it was my decision, and I know this bike, I know I can ride it on the snow because I already did. And
Okay.
I just like to change the tires pretty much.
So, I mean, just to go back, you have won mega avalanche before.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Which obviously starts in the summer. Okay. So, sorry, the tires. What do you have to jump into the tires?
Okay, that was the main difference for me for this race because yes, I've been racing on the snow, but all the time it was a mass start or a type of 4-cross race. So we cannot have spikes on the tires for the grip on the ice because we are surrounded by people. So in case we crash into someone, it can be dangerous, obviously. So for this race, because it's on a proper track, very steep and icy, because they prepare it, it was not an obligation, but we could we could feature some spikes on the tires. So that was my honestly main concern 3 days before the race, to find some proper tires for the snow.
So tires that already got the metal spikes in.
Some, I think Schwalbe, the brand for who I'm riding, I think they are the only one making them, but it's not enough because it's very, very short spikes, maybe 1 mil outside and only in the middle, and it's basically to ride outside, to go to work on maybe northern countries.
Okay.
So it was DIY tires for everyone at the race. So people had sometimes tires from previous maybe experiences, and some were like the day before, just making their own tires.
And what, you just take like a screw and screw it through the tire?
Yeah.
Wow.
So I was lucky enough, I have a good friend. He helped me and just gave me his tires. Nice. So it was like, oh, I have a wheel already prepared, take it, because, and so I was like, oh, thank you, because it was just 24 hours before the race, and I was like, oh no.
So it all sounds very relaxed up until this point. Like obviously a few days before you didn't have a license, and then you got your license, then you obviously had to get an invite. So there you are, Saturday morning, it's early, you're in the start gate. What was going through your mind?
So first I was super excited because, I mean, you get to race on the snow, they say it's a world champ and you know it's gonna be fast, and so super excited about that. So Saturday morning, very early, we all go to the top of the Super G. So Saturday is Super G, so this is a race and qualification for the day after.
Yeah.
But we cannot practice the track.
Okay.
I don't know if this will be a rule in the future, like a rule, or if it was exceptional because it was warm that day, and so the snow was quite soft, and they wanted
they didn't want the track getting destroyed. Yeah.
So we had just one run to check, but outside of the tracks, outside of the blue line. So we could just maybe try to remember where the turn were and maybe the off-camber stuff like this, but honestly, it was just, I don't think it helped much.
Okay. So they got you in the start hut. Obviously, there's some sort of countdown, or there's like a bar that you open to start the timing.
At the start, I mean.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like proper start of the ski race.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
And like, I mean,
the race.
How do you go from the start hut to being world champion? What is that process?
So at this moment when I was at the start, I was just, you know how to ride on the snow. You are probably one of the women here, even if you were not qualified first, one of the women here who did the most races on the snow. So I was quite confident about that, and also to have like proper tires for that for the first time in my life. So I was just like, go fast, make sure you don't crash, and try to be just try to be fast and stay inside of the gate and go to the end. I mean, you're already qualified because we were just less than 10 women, I think.
Oh, I see. So you didn't have to have like a qualification to get into the
So
final.
for the men, it was the 31st guys, I think.
Okay.
But for the women, it's supposed to be the maybe 15, but we were just 8, so we were all qualified. So just our placement determined against who we would be in the morning for the drop time. So I did my race and I arrived and I had the best time. So they had the hot seat, blah, 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 and they were like, "Hey, Morgane, you have the best time, so go on the hot seat." And I was like, "Yeah, that's good." And then the woman came, and suddenly I'm just like, "Oh, you're world champ!" And I was just like, "What?" Yeah, because I didn't know it was a race on Saturday.
So the feeling of being relaxed goes all the way through to you didn't actually know your race run was your race. You thought that was a qualification.
I was 100% sure, but my thoughts, I didn't really read I was concerned about the rules, like the spikes need to be maximum 6 mil. You need to wear elbow pads. I don't have elbow pads, so I had to take the knee stuff. I have pictures, amazing. I had to take the knee pads from my knee pads and tape it on my elbow. I was just like this. So I was very concerned about not being disqualified, pretty much, but not really about how the race works. I was just racing. And so yes, at the end I was just like, "Oh, cool! I have the best time. This is amazing, and I know I'm qualified for the day after." And it's always cool when you win a qualification because you're just more confident in the moment.
Yeah, for sure.
But suddenly someone told me, "You are the first world snowbike champ in the history," and I was like, I think you're wrong because the race is tomorrow. It's just a qualification today." And they were like, No. It was also a race by itself today." And I was like, and everyone came to me, hugged me, picture. So this is the first time something like this happened to me because I never won any World Series on enduro. Yes, I won some mega avalanche and other very good races, but it was not that much of an enthusiasm around. So I was just, I think, shocked.
A bit shocked.
Yeah, shocked, happy and shocked, and it's just not realizing because first this race was for me just a last minute decision, and then I realized I am a world champ. And I think I did realize exactly what happened on the podium at the ceremony.
Yeah, so it's sunk in when you went onto the podium.
Yeah. Because so far they prepare you, they say, "Oh no, you cannot wear your cap. Oh no, you cannot wear your goggles." So how do we do for the first sponsor? Like, I'm used to do that usually, and they're like, "No, this is world champ. You just have the jersey of your country." And
And so, okay, so you walk up onto the podium and you get given that pretty much haloed jersey with the rainbow stripes on that. You know, cyclists, they spend their whole career trying to get one of those, and then you've got one essentially just through being so relaxed about the whole process. And being fast, but you've won it.
Yeah, I know.
Realizing.
I knew I was fast. I know I can be fast on the snow. So yes, I deserve that jersey for this. But yeah, you're just a little bit like, wow, what is happening? Like, even my friends on maybe some of the best, the best racers in the world in enduro, they don't have the chance to wear that.
Yeah.
And suddenly they give it to me, and then it's true. And you're just like, what the fuck is happening? And I realized at that moment, and that was sick. And that was the first time I sang my national anthem.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I was like almost crying. I was like feeling nice. It felt great and weird at the same time, but it felt great. And even today I have this confusing feeling sometimes, but just about this controversial polemic and stuff around.
Because
but
it's
I
mountain biking on snow, but that's why you find it controversial, or?
I think no, because it's not everywhere in the world, but mountain biking on snow or snow races are existing worldwide now. It's just because they suddenly decided it would be a Super G and a dual slalom, and we were waiting that jersey for a long time in another discipline, and suddenly it is on this.
Okay, I see. So,
but it's more for the UCI, people are a little bit angry to the UCI. It's not directly to us riders.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, so I guess something like enduro, which is a massive discipline, you can't go and win an enduro and get the rainbow jersey. Whereas this new discipline came from nowhere.
Yeah.
You can win it and get, you can see why that might be controversial, but at the end of the day, it is a world champs.
Yeah.
You were there, you had the fastest time, you got the jersey.
Yeah.
Like, it's fair. You know, you didn't make the rules up, so
I didn't. I just went.
You went.
I went have fun on the snow.
Cool. I mean, to be honest, I was pretty blown away when I heard because you don't always. It's not every day that one of your colleagues wins the world champs in any discipline. What's next? What's next for you now? More snow racing, or you're going to go out on top?
Yeah, so first I loved snow racing, and this makes me want maybe to do it more.
Okay.
So honestly, hopefully there will be more races like this in the same same type of race, like with the Super G thing. So I was quietly retiring from competition. I just this last 3 years chose the race I want to or win, or I'm choosing, especially like some mega avalanche or 2 World Series in the year. I would like not to win this one, but because I think it's a fun one and I like the chase there. And now it makes me want to maybe try for the first time in my life a new type of training because it's really new.
Yeah.
And so I am currently thinking about this, like how to have the best bike, more efficient bike in the future for this. If it's becoming a real discipline, I'd like to give it a shot.
That's cool.
Try.
That's cool. All right.
So let's see.
Well, thank you for talking us through your amazing day. And good luck with more snow racing, Snow Queen.
Yeah.